Hi, welcome to a gentle yoga practice. My name is Kaylee. When you're ready to get started, you can meet me in a seat. We're just going to take maybe 3 rounds of breath to drop in. So it can be really helpful when we're moving into the body to just give yourself a few moments to shift gears. So wherever you're coming from, feel free to move your weight side to side or front to back. Sometimes even drawing a couple nice slow circles with the ribs over the hips. Maybe swapping out that direction. And then when you're ready, find a full spine and let your eyes soften or even close down. Nothing you need to do at this moment except for begin to be aware. Notice the sounds that you're sharing your space with. Notice the temperature and the movement of the air around your body. And then start to breathe in a way that helps you feel a little bit more connected to your body. Let your next inhale move down into the bottom of your lungs. Let your belly expand like you're filling up a balloon to just about 80% full. Then slow exhale through pursed lips, like you're cooling off a cup of tea. Two more deep breaths like that. Inhale, fill the belly, let the ribs expand as the lungs fill. Long, slow exhale through pursed lips. Last time, big breath in, sit tall as your belly expands and your rib cage expands. Slow exhale through pursed lips. And keep your eyes soft, but blink them open as you transition to your hands and your knees. So shoulders right over your wrists, spread your fingers out pretty wide, but feel that you're kind of clawing inward with your fingertips. So you might even get kind of a suctioning action going on in the palms or some energy in your hands here. Straight arm body circles, straight spine body circles. So using your abdominals here, find space in the low back. Switch the direction of those body circles. Come through center and then tilt the tailbone up toward the ceiling. Soften your elbows. Gently draw your heart through your arms. Maybe the chin lifts up. Finding cow. Take a breath in. Tuck the tailbone as you exhale. Knit the floating ribs in. Chin to chest. Press your hands down. Cat pose. Take it back to cow. Nice long inhale. Rippling the spine, pulling the heart through the shoulders. Cat as you exhale, rounding into your back, press the mat away. One more here, using your breath to connect. And then from here, we're actually just going to press back into a child's pose. Bring your knees a little bit wider, bring the big toes together, and then press the hips back to the heels. I'll let my coworker in, my fur baby coworker. Take a couple breaths in child's pose, feeling that stretch in your hips. You choose, if you've got the fingertips reaching really far forward, to bring some length into the arms, or if it's a day where maybe you want to keep the arms relatively relaxed. We'll be here for about 20 more seconds. Let your body really melt downward. Last few moments in child's pose. If your forehead's down, go ahead and slowly nod your chin from side to side, massaging across the brow center, releasing any tension in the back of the neck and the base of the skull. And then start to pull your whole body forward, coming onto your belly. I'm going to take a couple shoulder mobility stretches here. So legs are long back behind you, feet are in line with the hips, or you might bring the feet a little closer together, but reach the arms straight forward out in front of you. Forehead and nose are pointing downward. Reach your arms out to your side to a T position, and when your arms get to that T position, flip your palms to face upright. Then bend your elbows, bringing the backs of the hands somewhere around your sacrum or the lower back. Lift the chest, lift the chin, lift the elbows. Take a deep breath in. Keep your hands where they are. As you exhale, lower your head back down to the mat. Sweep the arms out to the sides. Breathe in as they reach all the way back up over your head. And then exhale them back to the lower back. So that same movement, palms flip, elbows bend, lift the chest, lift the chin, breathe in. Keep the arms there as you exhale. Unroll, the head drops down gently. Arms out to the side and then back over your head on the inhale. Sweep long by the side body as you exhale, stacking the hands, lift the chest, lift the chin, breathe in. Lower the chest as you breathe out. Take a couple more rounds like this on your own. See if you can smooth it out. Really notice what's going on in your shoulders. You keep the jaw and the brow relaxed here. The next time you've got your palms at your lower back, go ahead and stay there, lifting the chest and the chin. If it feels like a great idea, interlace your hands and then tug the knuckles down, back behind you, bringing the palms of the hands toward one another, starting to engage your legs a little bit by pressing the tops of the feet down. Take a big breath in, perhaps you peel up maybe one more rib. As you exhale, lower all the way down. Make a pillow for your forehead by stacking the hands and then slide your right knee out to the right for half frog. Getting a little stretch in the right hip and thigh. Feel all of the rebound sensation in your upper body and your arms as you allow the shoulders, the neck, the ribs to rest and relax. See if you can soften just a little bit more, maybe through the left foot. And slowly bring your right leg back behind you. And just swap out that half frog. Slide your left knee out to the left. And notice any difference in the sensation in your left hip versus your right hip. Maybe they feel really similar, maybe they feel dramatically different. Maybe the difference is really subtle. See if you can simply bring that quality of observation to the physical experience in your body. And stay here just a few more moments, checking in with any pockets of really obvious tension that you might be able to Ungrip or unclench, perhaps in the mouth or the jaw. And then gently stretch your left leg back behind you. Move your fingertips toward the sides of your ribs. I'm going to curl up into a cobra. So fingertips down, but the palms of the hands are up, elbows pointing up and back. Lift the chest, lift the chin, press into the tops of the feet. Big breath in. And then slowly fold back down, lengthening the spine, dropping the forehead at the end of the exhale. Keep your hands where they are. We're going to do 4 more cobra roll-ups. Inhale, nice and smooth, lifting up. Exhale, roll it back down. 3 more times with your breath here. So the glutes are active. And see if you can make this even more fluid, just moving really smooth, like a wave through the spine as you breathe. Lifting up, holding at the end, and then we're going to press it right back to a child's pose. Just as a transition, take your time to slowly, gently guide your hips to your heels, feeling that stretch in your hip creases, soften the belly. And when you're ready, pull forward to your hands and your knees. Again, spread out your fingers pretty wide. And then claw your finger pads into the mat, tuck the toes. We're going to take it into downward facing dog. Take a couple rounds of breath in your down dog. Perhaps you take a nice generous bend with your knees or paddle out one heel at a time. Feel the stretch in your back and in the back sides of your legs. So we're really lengthening this whole back side of the body. The back side of the legs, back side of the torso. And then keep your feet where they are, but walk your hands back toward your feet. Separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips for ragdoll. Catch the crooks of your opposite elbows. Nice, generous bend into your knees. Let gravity help with this stretch. So can you point the crown of the head straight down? Decompressing those bones in the top of your back, the cervical vertebra. Opening up some of that space. Feel free to move around slowly, smoothly in any way that feels good. Find some ease by shifting your weight foot to foot. You're going to release the fingers down, release the palms down. And then just like a baby bear walk to the top. So right hand's going to step forward a few inches and then follow that up with the right foot. Switch, left hand steps forward, left foot. So just walking your way up to the top of the mat here. A little bit of core engagement. Once you get your heels to the top of the mat, turn the toes out and the heels in. Dropping your hips down into malasana, finding your yogi squat here. And bring the hands to the heart. Soften the muscles around your eyes or even close your eyeballs down. And see if you can move your breath just a little bit lower into your lungs. Maybe send some energy down a little further in your spine toward your tailbone. Stay here, take one more deep breath. Perhaps you press your thumbs into your sternum and your elbows into your thighs to sit taller. Exhale, release the fingers down, lift the hips up, heel to your feet back a little closer together. And then we're going to reverse that. So keep the palms where they are. Let's just step the feet all the way to the back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shift forward to the top of a push-up. You can keep this really active if that's feeling good for you today, or drop the knees straight down. Either way is great. But bring some awareness into your abdominals so that there's some action in your core as you tip forward. Bend your elbows and then lower all the way down. Once you land, sweep your right arm back. You can bring your left forearm across the top of the mat. Find a quad stretch, couching your right foot or your right ankle. We're working to point the right knee straight back in line with the right hip. It might peek out a little bit to the right, that's fine. Just being mindful of that alignment there so that we're stretching as much of that right quadricep muscle group as possible. So when we angle it out to the side, sometimes we miss an opportunity for some of those little muscle fibers. Stay here, take a big breath in. Without slingshotting the right leg, go ahead and release it and then just switch to the other side. So you're getting a gentle bit of a back bend in your lumbar spine. It's almost like we're in Sphinx pose here while we're adding that stretch for the quads. And move your awareness toward the sensation of the stretch in your body, wherever you're finding it. Take one more breath in. And then gently release. From here, go ahead and roll onto your side. So I'll start on my right side. Bring your hands to interlace right behind your head. Stack your knees. Knees and pelvis are going to stay right where they are. And then we're just going to open that top elbow up, rotating the chest and the ribs upward without rolling backward. So hips stay still here. We're really isolating this rotation in the rib cage and the thoracic spine. Bring the elbows back toward each other. Try and bring your spine in line. So crown of the head, heart, and tailbone are on one line. Do a couple of those. Open that top elbow. And then close it back down. Keep going, nice and smooth movement here. Notice if there's a tendency to want to force a certain range of motion. You know, I can get into that more is always better kind of headspace, or this idea that we need to constantly be trying really hard. But right now, for this particular practice, see if you can find the benefit of trying a little bit easier. Take it easy with your body and notice how muscles and the joints respond to just this nice easy movement. Let's reach both of the arms out over your head and just drape that top arm either on top of the top ear or maybe behind it a little bit. Breathe into your top side body, so into that underarm and the ribs that are facing the ceiling. See if you can find some space here from the inside out. Letting the eyes soften if they haven't, or even closing your eyelids down. And slowly, gently use your top hand to press your way all the way up to a seat, bringing your hands back behind you. We're going to windshield wiper the knees side to side here. Maybe you take a little counter pose by lifting the chest gently. If you need more, feel free to try this out hands free. I'm definitely enjoying having my hands back behind me today, but if you're up for that extra bit of hip mobility. And then we're just going to take that sideline position on the other side. Setting up with the knees stacked and about a 90-degree angle behind the knees and between the thighs and the torso. Interlace your hands at the back of your head. Feel that the crown of the head and the heart and the tailbone are on one line. So if somebody had a string that was connecting your head and your heart, pulling that string toward the wall in front of you or the space in front of you, try and keep that axis long as you start to work that dynamic mobility, thoracic rotation here. So the connective tissue around the ribs can get really sticky. And a lot of the time when we go to work on rotation or twisting, we kind of sidestep that stickiness by using the lower back or the waist. See if you can twist through your ribs here, knowing that the range of motion isn't going to be as much, but that's totally okay. Take a couple more rounds, maybe slowing it down. And then when you're ready, reach your arms out over your head, letting that top arm get heavy. Taking some deep breaths into the top side body. And take one more long breath here. And then gently work your way back to a seat for a moment. And keep the eyes closed down. I'm just going to do a couple very gentle neck circles. So tall spine here. Start by bringing right ear toward right shoulder. Keep that left shoulder blade heavy on the back of the ribs and bring your chin down toward your chest. And then slowly keep going, bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. Just gently reverse that. Try and keep your back still except for the neck. Not in a rigid stillness, but just coming from that place of awareness of your spinal alignment, these central channels of energy, the home of your nervous system. It's a major highway for our sensory interpretation and our mind-body connection. If it feels good, to take those circles all the way through, nice and slow and easy. Again, not forcing a range of motion. If you're taking full neck circles, switch the direction. Mouth and eyes are soft. And then come through neutral. Let the eyes stay closed down. Option to bring your hands into a meditation mudra by stacking your palms. And then just part the palms a little bit or part the fingers a little bit so that the thumbs can create a little bridge. Feel free to take a peek if you need to see, and then drop that mudra somewhere into your lap. And take a few rounds of a 4-count breath practice, a square breath practice. Start by exhaling the breath completely. Through the nose, take a breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Through the nose, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, in through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Stay relaxed in the face. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a couple more rounds just like that on your own. A deep breath in through your nose, filling up a little bit more, sitting a little bit taller, sipping in even more breath at the top. Open mouth exhale here. We're coming right into Shavasana. If there's any other stretches or bits of movement that your body's asking you for, maybe a twist or a little windshield wiper of the knees before you can settle in for Shavasana, please take your time. And eventually letting yourself shift around a bit until you can find the most comfortable possible resting position. And we'll finish practice with a body scan meditation, really fine-tuning the mind-body connection. As different parts of the body are mentioned, just bring your awareness into those areas. Notice any sensations in those areas and see if you can create a sense of space or stability. Beginning by bringing your awareness to the crown of your head, noticing any sensations on or around the crown of the head. Let the awareness move down the forehead, temples, noticing any sensations near or in the space between your brows. Letting the awareness continue to move down into the eyes, relaxing the muscles around your eyes and letting the eyeballs fall back and down into the skull. Continue to move your awareness down through the face, noticing any sensations around the mouth, the jaw, the lips, the tongue. Continuing to let your awareness wash down through the neck and the throat, noticing any sensations on or around the pit of your throat. And continuing to let that awareness wash down through the lengths of your arms, all the way to the palms of the hands, and any sensations all the way through to the tips of the fingers. Bring your awareness to your torso. Let the awareness wash down through the rib cage and the upper back, through the sides of the waist, down into the middle of the back and lower back. Notice any sensations in the belly, allowing it to soften and settle. Bringing your awareness to your pelvis, your hip creases. And continuing to let your awareness wash down through the length of your legs, all the way down, noticing any sensation in the legs. Continuing to move the awareness down into the feet, softening the soles of the feet and noticing any sensations all the way to the tips of the toes. And let the awareness contain your entire body, so full body, noticing sensations, maybe noticing one individual area at a time. Letting your awareness stay there for a moment and process those sensations before it moves to another place. So we'll stay here just for a few more moments. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your fingers. Perhaps wiggling the fingers, bring your awareness to the feet and the toes, maybe circling the ankles. Slide your feet down underneath your knees and reach your arms back up over your head, taking a long body stretch, maybe drinking in a big breath of air. As you exhale, take your time to rock to the side or roll to a seat. Eventually landing right back in that seated position that we started in, bringing the hands to the heart. Taking a moment to affirm that your practice today is an opportunity to take care of yourself, to really give your mind a little break and your body some TLC so that you can move forward into the rest of whatever your day has in store, feeling perhaps a bit more centered or grounded. Thank you for sharing some of your time with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste.